Explain this to me now. 10 of the Dark Order, 10, not 5, but 10, he's twice as good, is in the TV main event against the TNT television champion, Darby Allin, with Sting in his corner. So Darby's a babyface, Sting's a babyface. The Dork Order now have become laughable, comedic underneath babyfaces, I guess. But 10 cuts a promo that pulls at your heartstrings that he wants to win the championship for Brody Lee. Are they completely insane? You have a job guy out there cutting a babyface promo saying he wants to win for a guy that's really just passed away, and he's in a match against one of their top babyfaces with an icon of a babyface in that guy's corner. And now you're putting the people in a position, well, do we cheer for Sting and Darby Allin, or do we cheer for this masked goof to win on behalf of poor Brody Lee? What the fuck are they doing? That's insane. Why put Darby Allin or Sting in that position? It was like when fucking Horner made Bullet Bob Armstrong take the Smoky Mountain belt away from him, but Bob didn't know that he was going to have the crippled kid holding the belt in his arms. Did you notice that, or were you zoned out by that point?
I mean, yeah, I noticed it. It was weird making this all about Brody Lee after everyone has already mourned the death of Brody Lee. I will say the last few weeks, and they pointed out on commentary, that I think it's just the 5th week in a row or something like that Darby's had a defense on TV. I care about it less and less each week. Darby was a lot more effective.
It's more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more and more of a nobody each week. Yeah, I agree. You were going to say he's more effective when you see him sparingly, but against top talent, against a heel that you could cheer for him, against. But let's win this one for our fallen comrade against the most expensive babyface icon we have in his protege. All right, the main event, we teased it a little earlier for the TV title, Darby Allin with Sting against 10 with the entire Dork Order, and he's going to win this for Brody Lee. And not only is this the main event on a national television program, but also the lunacy of putting Sting and Darby Allin in that position. And I said, you know what? I can't take anymore. And I skipped the finish to see how ridiculous it was. If they wanted anybody to watch this, they'd take the mask off this goof and book him as a person and wash his chest off, the Sharpie off his chest, because it looked like a training match. One guy in jeans wrestling another guy in jeans and a cheap K&H mask. And
can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you noticed this, because you, looking through my notes here, you kind of skipped through the Penta Orange Cassidy match.
Yo, yes.
Did Orange Cassidy used to wear jeans in the ring? Were they always like stretch pants that look like jeans?
No, I thought they were jeans.
This week they were stretch pants.
That look like jeans.
That look like jeans. Yes.
Well, because it is difficult to wrestle in jeans. Not that he does any wrestling, but it is difficult because of your mobility. So maybe, there you go. But I mean, Darby Allin's kind of look like women's dancer pants. I don't know, but it looks like 2 guys in fucking street clothes and 1 guy in a cheap mask. And if finally Darby Allin dove out on everybody, and Sting comes over and protects Darby Allin from the Dork Order when they're all baby faces trying to win the match for their beloved dear leader who passed away. So there's no reason for Sting to protect anybody from anything. They're all just standing there, and that idiot Ethan Page comes out, posts Darby Allin behind everybody's back, and leaves, and nobody saw it. And 10 still couldn't beat Darby Allin, and Darby Allin ended up rolling 10 up. 1, 2, 3. Good Lord, holy mackerel. And then they shake hands. Darby Allin and 10 shake hands, but then Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, Afterbirth, jump and attack and get heat on Sting and Darby Allin. And Page was in a pink polo shirt, slip-on shoes, and no socks, and a pair of shorts. He looked like a fucking assistant clerk at a golf store. And so now they're beating up Sting and Darby Allin, and suddenly here comes Lance Archer and his hated heel manager Jake Roberts to save the baby faces. And that's what they do. And everybody on this entire roster is a master of looking like some average nerd on the street. And so baby faces wrestled baby faces, then heels attacked baby faces, and then heels saved the baby faces from the other heels. And that was the end of the program. And that was why there was 880-something thousand people, down from 1.1 million. Because that was a main event for the ages. Actually, for the aged. People who are so old they can't get up and change the channel.
You know, I'm a little more forgiving of AEW than you. And I've found the last few weeks, by the time you get to the end of hour 2, it's a bit of a drag. And I'm not saying get the title off Darby, but I don't know how many more of these just defenses against anybody I want to see on TV. Like, have it mean something or do something else, or I just didn't care at all about this match. And I knew it as soon as it started. Considering who was involved, I said, there's going to be a run-in. Sting's there. Somehow Jake and Lance Archer will get involved, based on what we just saw on TV on Sting's side, probably.
Well, and also this shows...
And we saw the Dark Order, 3 times on this show?
Well, yes, of course we did. Because he has shot himself in the foot, and I'm talking about our amateur booker, Tony Khan, has shot himself in the foot for all that everybody was told. Oh, they have so much talent, they can't put it all on television. That's why, they have too many guys, but very little talent. They signed up a bunch of nondescript, small, inexperienced, green, and generally indie and outlaw comedy wrestlers, mixed in with some veterans and some guys who can go, but the dreck gets in the way, and because they've featured all those people, there's 100 million guys on the card that can be booked in a match, and nobody means anything. And now they're suffering from that because there's got 1 million guys like 10, and he ain't worth one. Nobody is they have tons of people that they're paying, and they have a very small roster of talent. And then they don't even know how to feature the ones that might have a chance to get over, because they can't differentiate them from the schlubs they've signed. And usually the schlubs are the friends of the EVPs, so they get more time than the talented guys that accidentally got caught up in the net. So until somebody with a plan and some vision and some knowledge, and imagine this is never going to happen, by the way, goes in and tells Tony Khan, I'll straighten this out for you, and I'll run it for you, and I'll turn it into something for you, and fires half the roster and jerks a knot in the tail of the other half and changes the style completely, well, then you know what you'd have? You'd have nobody watching the show because the AEW fans would be pissed, and you'd have nobody watching the show because nobody else wants to watch this fucking show to begin with, no matter what you do to it. So you'd probably have nobody watching the show. And I wish I was one of those nobodies not watching this fucking show. But it's personal at this point. It's a grudge. I'm gonna wait till I get it right. We've been lied to and misrepresented. Talked about our sports-based wrestling, our alternative presentation, so I'm going to stick with it till they get it right.